What is up, dudes, dudettes, and all my beautiful people of the interwebs? What is going on? You know what time it is. It is Saturday, so it is time to go beyond. Welcome to the United States of Smash. As always, we got the crew here, and I'll tell you today, this week has been a bit of a slow week, man. Not much has been going on, but we got some stuff here to talk about and share. We got some definitely things that we want to talk about, but things we're having a little bit of technical issues, but you know how we do. We all ragtag. If you want to think about rebels, that's what we is. We all rebels. As Neth was saying in the pregame, there's people who are selling motel rooms. Nah, we recording the shady motel rooms. Well, let's get on with the crew here. As always, we got the man with no plan, Mr. Operation himself. What's going on with y'all?
What's up, y'all? Happy to be here because I know I missed last week, but just ready to talk these topics. And if I sound a little low today, because some of you already know I live in a loud house, so
yeah, you in that outhouse, and it's good thing you missed last week, man. Mister, I don't like music. I listened to it once and then never again.
You heard?
Fraud.
You already know. At one time, I'm done.
Yo, this man over here.
Now, you last one talking over there, hard days and
all right, calm down there, Operation Algonquin.
Algonquin.
And then, of course, we got our resident Spartan Fraudalese over here. What's going on with you, Fraud?
What's going on, guys? I just saw that Deadpool 2 last week. I'm ready to talk about that when Soul King gets here. And we don't have many topics, but that means we're going to go freestyle. So I'm ready to get this going.
Oh, yeah. We got some things here, but we definitely go freestyle it. And, of course, it's our resident Vegeta defender, Mr. Super G himself.
You damn right. Vegeta defender's here. What's going on, everybody?
Right. So, what's that tweet you tagged me at?
He still got mad disrespected. Just saying.
Hey,
yeah.
What I tell you? Fall back, bro. Fall back.
oh, it's already going.
I see Vegeta got voted #1, but that's only because we felt bad for him.
Pity votes.
Oh man, we already getting started. Wait till Soul gets here, so that way then y'all can really trade the blows. Come on now.
All right.
And of course, last but not least, your boisterous host with the most, me, Bloody Knuckles. How's it going, everyone out there? I gotta tell you, like I said, this week's been something interesting. We've all been joking around, and I know y'all have all been seeing Deadpool. Fortunately, with the time off I had to take after my operation not that while ago, didn't have the ability to go see it this week or last week. But I'm gonna be trying to go see Deadpool soon. But we're gonna talk about that here in a little bit later. There's a few things that I want to talk about here that have been coming out. So let's get started. And we're going to start with a topic that at least two frauds who typically don't have anything to say can actually talk about. And that's One Piece news. And I know y'all been wanting to talk about some One Piece things y'all sell. So we're going to go ahead and get on with that. But first up is that right now, I know that currently it's in the middle, heading towards the climax, I believe, of its Cake Island story arc on what's going on right now in the show. But Cake Island. But they recently announced that they're doing another anime special episode. Gonna be kind of talking about the Skypiea arc, I believe that's how y'all say it.
Yes.
Or Skypiea.
No, Skypiea.
Yeah, right. Skypiea. All right, yeah. So they're gonna be kind of doing that, and they actually released a teaser trailer for that, which I did send y'all. And I know you Op especially have been keeping up with it. I believe Soul has too. And no, Neth, you're currently rewatching the entire series for like the fourth time.
Yep.
Because you have nothing else to watch because you don't watch anything else.
Big 3 is all I need.
Yep. But I figured this is something that y'all would be really interested in. So why don't y'all tell us a little bit, especially since y'all the most recently caught up with it.
Wait, the last special episodes I remember were for, was it Arlong Park, I believe?
I think so.
I believe it was that one. I actually like the animation, how they redone and everything. It looks really good.
Yeah, much better.
Definitely. So I'm excited.
There's a way to go about it too. If you want to just rewatch the show and you skip a bunch of episodes.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I'm excited for him to go back to Skypiea because that's another one of my other favorite arcs they did as well, especially with Anaru and his own personal little god conflicts he had going on and everything, especially the fights at the end with Luffy and everything. But yeah, it's a really good arc for those who want interested in getting One Piece when you're going through it for the first time. Definitely check out the specials that the ones they did for certain arcs. They're much better animation quality compared to when they did it back then.
Yeah, and speaking about Anaru, like You have to think about it. Like, Enru must have had like the worst fucking luck in the world, because you could say, you know, Luffy beats up a bunch of people, yeah, but if like Arlong went and got free, he wasn't gonna be that much of a threat, because let's be real, he wasn't that strong. Like, he was strong, but not that strong. But fucking Enru, the dude was actually had a crazy power with that devil fruit. Like, that's one of the best devil fruits you could have. And he had to find the one fucking dude that's completely resistant to it with Luffy.
Yeah, that's true. Up until he made the golden trident, then got a little serious after that part.
Yeah, exactly. But just like think about it, if he actually did make it to the Blue Sea world, like he would have fucked a lot of shit up. He would have been one of the top supernovas.
Oh, exactly, man. He probably would he probably be close to Yonko level or one of Warlords.
Yeah, like I don't know about Four Emperors, because like while he did have hockey, his hockey, let's be real, wasn't like fucking Conqueror's hockey or anything. Like I think an Admiral would have fucked the dude up, but like compared to the other supernovas, yeah, he would have been like probably on top.
Oh, definitely. Especially that devil fruit he has. Like, if he takes over an island, it's almost nearly impenetrable with this kind of devil fruit that he has, because he can manipulate the weather as far as lightning in that regard as well.
And you know, I'm rewatching the show, and they just arrived in the new world. Not Luffy's gang, but like you see the supernovas getting to the new world, and you see the monk, Mad Monk, I forgot what Rouge, something like that.
Yeah, Rouge.
And he sees that lightning island. So like, just imagine if Enru like was at that lightning island or something. Like, you're just constantly being powered up or some shit too.
Exactly, man. Yeah, I'm hoping they actually do. Yeah, I'm hoping they actually flesh out Enru a little bit more in the future, because he did make that ship to go to the moon, I believe.
Yeah, and then in the
manga
chapters, we see him. He's already like at the moon and shit, like in the covers.
Yeah. So I hope they in the future actually flesh that out more often, but we'll see. This One Piece is so damn big, so it'll take some time to get there.
Yeah, but to say One Piece moves at a snail's pace. It's like amazing how patient people are with the show.
Exactly.
But, I won't get bored till that benefit of the doubt. But anyways,
I think Dressrosa is like the biggest arc there is, like 100 chapters, I believe, in the manga.
Yeah,
over 100, I believe.
At least in the One Piece manga, it was readable. The fucking anime is retardedly long on that arc.
Yeah. At the beginning of the anime, it was how they did pacing episodes were really good, but as it got on, it got more popular. They started adding more quote unquote filler crap in there. Because of course you got the intro, you got the recap, then the actual episode, which usually doesn't happen that much, then the outro. Like, but then we're not even gonna talk about that fucking the bullshit they do to get those anime episodes going. But, yeah. And then you have like cool things like CP0 coming to take effect. You see Rob Lucci's back. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't get demoted after that. That's what he got in. What was it? I think he would have been demoted if it wasn't Monkey D. Luffy. Like, Monkey D. Luffy's just a fucking threat, as we can see now. You want to talk about the big news that recently happened? Oh yeah, definitely get into it.
Go ahead, guys. Like I said,
go ahead and announce it up. It's all yours. Right.
Well, if you had copied the manga, Luffy they just finished the Totland arc, and he quote unquote beat Big Mom. That was one of this. But how the story went is, in the news they covered it as Luffy, Kingdom of Another Pirates. I forgot the Beige Pirates. I forgot what they're called. But they grouped together and attempted to assassinate Big Mom. And on top of that, they know that Luffy defeated Kai Curry and Cracker, and both of their battles are close to 1 billion. So now, pretty much in the news right now is he's now considered one of the 5th Yonkos up there, which is it's kind of funny because Yonko means 4, I believe. So it kind of throws up a little bit. So that's what I was confused about, because we gotta keep to my name fraudulence. I didn't actually read these manga chapters. I'm not caught up with the manga at all. But like, what happened was my fucking cousin called me on WhatsApp, and he's like, "Code Red, shit's happening in One Piece." So he broke it down for me. But my question is, so we know he's the 5th Yonko, even though it's supposed to be only 4. He's the 5th Emperor. Do you think Yonko's about to go down? Do you think maybe Big Mom or someone's about to go down? As far as getting knocked out of their place? Yeah, like, because I think there only should be 4 Emperors. So what do you think's going to happen? To keep the balance, it would be cool, because you keep adding more and more Yonkos, kind of loses the weight of the title, Yeah, so exactly. Like, what's next? Yonko? Like, no, you can't do this. No. So, as we know, he conquered Fishman Island. So, do you think he's going to take over all of Big Mom's territories? I don't know, because I don't think that's Luffy's MO. Pretty much, he pretty much does his own thing. He pretty much did that because he liked the Fishmen. He liked Horikoshi and all of them. But family and friends. He doesn't even want to have his Straw Hat allegiance with all those people. The Straw Hat, the fuck Grand Fleet. Yeah, Grand Fleet. He doesn't even want that shit. Yeah, he's not a conventional pirate. He's kind of want to follow in, like, what was it, Goldie Roger's footsteps, and pretty much doing his own thing. He's not in the other aspects of being a pirate, like getting your own fleet, conquering and stuff like that. That's never been Luffy's thing. He pretty much want to do his own thing out there. But as far as like the Yonko positions, I can see one get knocked down. Big Mom, they didn't really clash too much, so we don't know the full extent of her strength. But of course, we did see a couple of it because she's chasing Nami, Chopper, and them as far as the cake and all. But I don't know, man, because I'm pretty sure I'm trying to figure out who's gonna fight next. Probably has to be Kaido. But like, how is that going to go down?
They keep moving that Kaido might be the one to go down. Like even Law was saying, like we should go after Kaido first. But I'm almost wondering, do you think it'll be something crazy like maybe not Luffy eliminates a Yonko or maybe another Supernova, but rather Blackbeard, or to go around taking more territory?
I can see him doing that. He already has Whitebeard's Devil Fruit. They still explain how he acquired it anyway, but he has that.
Kaido says he wanted. Whitebeard would be the only one who could kill him, but what if Blackbeard ends up killing Kaido?
With his Devil Fruit, I can see that happening though. But like, we don't know. We do still know the true extent of Kaido's powers as well. All we pretty much know right now, he's pretty much invincible because he jumped from Sky P onto an island. You know,
I saw that.
Yeah, I think he tried drowning himself.
And then he landed on the supernovas.
I think he tried drowning himself in a comic too. I'm not sure if that worked.
Yeah, the dude is fucking insane. But a lot of big development in One Piece. Like the thing about One Piece is it moves at a snail's pace, but when it does do development, it's just fucking crazy what happens. Like
exactly.
Luffy's a fucking Yonko. Just think about that.
I think it's a little bit too early though, because he technically lost to Katakuri because Katakuri gave up at that point.
Yeah.
During a fight. So
I think you also have to think about like the first half of the show before you guys training that like Luffy got way stronger throughout that first half of the show. So even though he's now trained, he's going to continue to get stronger and stronger anyways.
Definitely.
And do you think there's going to be another time skip, or do you think this is it?
Maybe, because I think Oda, he said a while ago they're like halfway through the show now. I forgot we said like a year or so back.
I thought he said 75%.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's that thing. Oh, I haven't kept what he's been saying, but
we all know his 25% is another 10 to 15 years. So I mean,
yeah, so that's too much. It's too many legs on the show.
Yeah, that's something else because I've seen that even with like Detective Conan, that's been going on for almost 25 years, and the writer, the author himself, still says he knows what his ending is, but he can still keep writing stories as long as he wants until he finally gets tired and knows how to end it.
Yeah, that just shows how much creativity they have to keep these shows it's still going at the space. Like you look at Simpsons right now, it's like it appears losing much of its steam right now. I think voice actors are leaving it now, I believe. Stuff like that. People are getting tired of the show. I think the views are down from what they used to be. It's like
what for One Piece?
No, for Simpsons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that show's been going on for almost over a decade as well. So it really shows where the creativity is at in this industry.
Yeah, it's if you don't keep it compelling or have the passion with it or know what you're doing with your stories, it falters and you get that drop off. It happens in time with a lot of shows.
Yeah, definitely. But One Piece right now, they're on the Reverie arc. I think there's a bit of an uproar in the community because it's not going to be focused on the Straw Hats. It's focusing on the participants of the this meeting they have in Reverie right now, and they're kind of focusing on Horikoshi and some of the fishermen, I believe. As far as the main cast, that's from seems like in this first chapter right here. But I'm really interested in seeing because like the Straw Hats, of course, we've been following throughout the entire of One Piece. It'd be cool to get some more development from these characters as well that we just met in Fishman Island. So I'm looking forward to this arc that's coming up right now.
Yeah, and they're about to get going on the Wano arc though, right?
Oh yeah, because they're going to Wano right now, but they're doing Reverie right now, I believe, as well.
And but Reverie will be like the lead up to Wano. But just so people know who might keep up with the manga, who have seen the anime, that Oda says Wano is going to make Marineford look like child's play. Like that's the type of shit he's planning with fucking Wano.
Exactly. I'm holding to his word because I didn't like the Marineford arc that much. I felt like the pacing was a little too weird. Some of the action sequences.
On the anime, it's going to be probably even worse than the Wano arc because of the way they do the anime nowadays. But just, if you read the manga, though, you're going to enjoy it a lot.
Oh yeah, it's going to be straight. No filler, no bull crap. Just get straight to the point.
Oh, that sounds like they're definitely stepping up a lot with what they're planning for right now.
Definitely, I'm telling you, Reverie is going to be huge because right now we're already spoiling a lot for you anyway. But like this is where
I ain't worried about it.
This is where not Celestial Dragons. The Revolutionary Army is going to declare the war against the Celestial Dragons, pretty much. And from what we've seen in the first chapter right now, they are infiltrated Reverie right now. They're just setting up just for to execute their plans. It's going to be crazy as arc develops.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy, but I gotta say, so we know Whitebeard and Ace died in Marineford. Do you think it'll be like Shanks and someone else die in Wano or something? Like, it's something big has to happen.
Oh man.
And we did say Luffy's the 5th emperor. Maybe it comes out of left field that Shanks dies.
Either Shank dies or he like gives up the position, something like that. I don't know.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if he dies. If they didn't care that they killed off Ace and fucking Whitebeard, and Wano's supposed to be this big arc, it's gonna take a big death like Shanks or something.
He's gonna have to. Man, someone's gonna die.
Or maybe Shanks and Dragon both dying. Who knows?
If Dragon dies, it's gonna be hard to tell because I got to see how the referee plays out. Because this one declared a war against the Celestial Dragons, and the dragon he's pivotal to the Revolutionary Army.
Because we all know Sabo wasn't gonna die. I know he is gonna die.
Yeah, if Dragon does die, if Sabo takes up the helm as a leader of the Revolutionary Army, I can see that happening. But Dragon dying, like we don't know much about it.
Yeah, but you didn't know shit about Whitebeard, but you found out all about and his arc. So I think they might do that with Dragon, where you're gonna show how strong Dragon is. And then he'll die in the end, just like Whitebeard.
And we still know it's devil fruit either. Some people think it's like wind.
It's something about the wind. It has to be.
Right. It might be weather manipulation. I don't know. But something along those two. But yeah, just a lot's going to be happening this next couple of arcs. It's going to be a lot.
Yeah, just wrapping it up so we can move on to a new topic. But just imagine if they ever start adapting One Piece into live action Hollywood blockbuster movies. That shit's gonna take the MCU level of effort to get doing. If
they get some good actors, this is looks like my small gripe for these live adaptation of these animes. I understand, of course it's Japanese manga and whatnot, but the characters, the actors they choose for them, it's just I just can't get with it. Because I look at the manga, how they draw them, they look to me they look white and European, right?
Yeah, they do.
They get the actors, they get actors real life, the Japanese and Asian. This, it just doesn't look to me. It doesn't look right at all. So I really can't get
that Full Metal.
Exactly.
Yeah, they fucked up with Full Metal, but then Death Note, they literally fucked up because they didn't use Japanese actors.
See, the thing is, if they don't get Japanese actors, people get mad. But if you don't get Japanese actors, people are going mad. But to me, they look more realistic. They look more in tune with the characters in the manga. Same with the MCU, they get characters look more in tune with the characters in the comics as well. Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark, pretty much like Captain America, Steve Rogers, Chris, wasn't it Chris Evans, right?
Chris Evans, Chris Evans.
Yeah, you can see the resemblance right there with it. You just got these Japanese actors, as far as compared to the mangas, I just don't see it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that really shows the fact of where that kind of relation is. Because if you look in a lot of animes, because I've talked about this in the past, is that a lot of the characters that they draw are always very foreign based. Look at how many times you see blonde-haired, blue-eyed characters in there, and they always talk about how they're from America or from Europe or anything like that. They're more infatuated with foreign characters, and even when they have Japanese based characters, they're very outlandish, with colored hair that you wouldn't normally see or anything like that, and they treat it like it's normal. They don't follow that sense of normality like you see in some shows. It really isn't. It is one of those things, and when they try to do things like that, it really is hard to appeal to both of those, Yeah.
Yeah. But we had a good 20 minutes on that topic, so you guys want to change it up?
Hey man, I knew y'all were gonna have something to actually say about something for once.
Something I can actually talk about and know what I'm talking about.
Exactly. I was like, see, y'all were the one who were the most notable about One Piece, so I was just like, throw y'all a bone right now.
Yeah.
Now, the next topic that I have here for us is actually an interesting one, because if anyone has seen Coil, the director, Iso Mitsuo, is actually going to create a brand new anime called Stranded Space Children. And I found this to be interesting because of the fact that with the show is that with this, he hasn't written and directed an anime since 2007, which was Coil. And with this new series he has the animation artist who did the drawings for Eureka 7, Gundam Reconquista, and G, and Overman King Gainer as doing the character designs, and Signal MD, the studio that did Napping Princess and the beginning recovery of an MMO junkie, doing the animation for the project. And it's interesting because of the fact that he wanted it to be in space, because he said that lately we haven't seen many space-based animes, and he said that space isn't something that's so far out of reach now. It's something that's very, that we can go there. It's very possible, but he wanted it to be about a group of children who were on a space station, and the space station loses power and a large scale incident happens on it. And now they're having to use all sorts of things that they know from, networking, as well as manipulating drones through AI intelligence and the smartphones and stuff like that, to try and overcome what's happening on the space station to keep themselves alive. And I thought that was really interesting because we're starting to see that shift from always being about adult characters. We've seen plenty of stuff with children or young people, but it's always typically in a high school setting, nothing like this. So I thought it was very interesting that he was doing something, because he was talking about how he was heavily inspired by, Children in Abyss, which is a really fucked up story, kind of like if you've seen Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica. It is not what you think it is. It starts out like a magical girl anime, then quickly slaps you in the face and say, fuck you. So I'm interested to see what this was kind of about and see more of it. And I sent y'all all the link to it. Did anyone have a chance to check it out?
Yeah, I was able to check it out real quick. But real quick, what's the last space anime we had? Because last one I remember vividly was that trash Godzilla one on Netflix. It was like a little bit of it in space. And before that, I only think I remember was like Gurren Lagann.
We had Tengen Toppa, Gurren Lagann, and then right now for Cowboy Bebop was early, but I know the most recent one that everyone likes is the one on Netflix that I've talked about. Knights of Sidonia. Knights of Sidonia is another big space one, and then of course Gundam. I think actually Gundam is the last one, but that's like a mecha, like a space mecha combination. And the last one we had was 2 years ago with Iron-Blooded Orphans, which was great, by the way. It was phenomenal, and I'm waiting for when they're going to do the second season of that. But we really haven't seen too many, space animes anymore, and it's kind of sucks, because like there's real great animes that are able to kind of merge with space and do something unique. We saw it with Cowboy Bebop and Trigun. They were known as the space westerns for a reason. They had that science aspect of it, but they were very, Western-esque and stuff like that. So I just thought that this was something really, really cool that he was doing.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it as well. As long as you remember the movie Gravity, came out a couple of years ago.
Yes.
That's pretty much Laura Croft in space. If it doesn't turn out like that, I'll be fine with that anime. It's like something constantly going around. That gets annoying to me after a while. But the concept and the premise of the anime looks actually really interesting from what I've read down. The little article that you sent us right there. Does anyone have any thoughts about this?
Neth, did you have time to read it?
Nope.
When do you ever read anything I send you?
Exactly.
This fool over here. G, you got anything to say on this, man?
Not one bit.
Oh man, I give y'all the stuff. No one ever takes my help, man. I feel like at least you doing something over there, Op. At least you reading.
Once every blue moon.
Yes, once every blue moon.
No, I usually do, man. But I'm telling you, dude, like getting that dental work done, bro, has like thrown my ass in a loop, bro. I don't feel like doing anything.
Man, I feel you. I've got to honest like later this week. Damn, bracket fell off.
It's like debilitating, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Oh, look at this. Nick over there in the chat lighting y'all up right now. Frauds, all of you. Oh, man. Nick, you want to hop in here real quick and light them up?
Get in here.
All right. I'm going to send you a link right now. But like I said, man, with what he's doing, it's really cool, because Dental Coil was something really cool, because it was about after the introduction of interconnected augmented reality glasses and stuff like that it was following a character who moved with her family to a new, big city, just like full of nothing but tech, and basically it was like half virtual world and everything. And she kind of meets a hacker who kind of shows her about what the world entails with what happens when you have something that's so dedicated on that. It was really interesting, with what Itsuo does. This is something that he's really skilled with, in what he does for knowing that science fiction aspect with telling those kinds of stories. And I'm glad that he's finally doing something after, going so many years without having done a new one, especially since it's been nearly a decade since then. You know, it's been, I think Denocoil came out in 2007, 2008. And it's good to see it all coming back and see him actually doing something. He's getting some real strong people to do the animation for it. You know, like I said, with the fact that he's having the character designer who did Eureka 7 and all them. That if you haven't seen Eureka 7, I love the character models in that. Like well detailed, very well proportionate, phenomenal looking characters.
Yeah, that show was dope.
Yeah, that. Eureka 7 was literally one of my favorites, and it was simply because the character design was just so
I didn't understand it much at the time when I was watching it, but I liked it, dude. It was dope.
Oh, dude, I'm rewatching it right now because I got news on that because of what me and Nick talked about, and I'll have him talk about that when he hops in here. But it was something special, you know. It really was really great to see him doing something, having such a strong character designer, and having someone or a strong studio like Signal MD who did Recovery of MMO Junkie. If you haven't seen that show, it really is a very unique story and very heartfelt because it talks about a woman who's in her 30s, like did not like going out, very private, very shy, so she lived her life playing MMO games. One day she goes to the store and ends up talking with someone who was a little bit younger than her and really into MMOs too. And it kind of shows her progression of being able to come out of her shell and, you know, how they talked through the game as well as in real life. And it was phenomenally well animated. I loved it. The story was amazing. Just such a sweet characters. And to have those three different kind of aspects all coming together for this show, I'm all for it. Like I'm absolutely sold. And I want to see when a new director comes forward and does more. And thank God he's finally here, the man himself, the Nintendo. Thank you for hopping in, Nick.
What's good?
Yeah, I was about to say, I saw you going off on him there.
I just thought it was funny. They I mean, I can't be too hard on him because I remember sometimes whenever we do Salty's podcast, he sends us a bunch of stuff and I wouldn't read anything.
Yeah.
I can't be too mad about it.
That's exactly my stance.
I can't hate too much, but hey, read the material, guys.
You understand the struggle.
I was about to say, I know some of the stuff they don't know. So I'm like, guys, here's the stuff, kind of read up on it, get an idea. And every time he's just like, did you read it? No. I'm just like, you just
giving you a cheat sheet.
Yeah, come on now. I'm giving you the answers to the test and you just throwing it out. You take that L for a reason.
Yeah. So what's up? What are we talking about?
Well, I was talking about the new anime from the creator of Denocoil, and how he was hadn't done anything in the past decade, but that with everything that's going onto the project, that he has a lot of great talent because he hasn't done anything since that came out, which was 10 years ago. But he's having Kenichi Yoshida, the character designer from Eureka 7 and Gundam Reconquista and G, doing the character designing, as well as the studio that did the animation for like Recovery of an MMO Junkie, Napping Princess. And I was just like, having the character designer from Eureka 7 is phenomenal because he's just well talented, and I loved Eureka 7's character designs.
Yep. Like, if I had to be honest, I don't know. Like, I'm not familiar with the anime that you're talking about, but I am familiar. I'm not. So that's one thing. Like I said, I'm not familiar with that. So call me a fraud all you want. But if you're telling me that the designer from Eureka 7's in there, then I'm in.
I'm talking about Eureka 7. Okay,
no. The first,
he's talking about Mitsuo-san's new anime.
I thought you said you haven't seen Eureka 7.
No, sir. We talked about this last week.
Yeah, he did.
I was say, that doesn't make any sense.
No. So I'm in if that's the thing. Like I'm a big fan of that anime. And like we said, I'm surprised now, and I'm going through and watching Eureka 7 and Eureka 7 Astro Ocean because of the announcement that High Evolution 1 is coming out on DVD, and I'm going back and rewatching everything. And so yeah, dude, like I'm all in if that's the case. Like, because I think that, like I said, I'm a big fan of Eureka 7, and that's never steered me wrong. I even liked Astro Ocean, even though a lot of people didn't. So
I'm right there with you. I loved Astral Ocean, like I really did, and I'm right there with you. And I'm glad that you brought that up, is because that was something that just triggered what we were talking about. Is that the new Eureka 7 movie was announced, and you're showing me about the trailer for the Blu-ray, and I'm glad that you did, because this is something that Eureka 7 fans may not have seen or known about for a long time, because I think the The movie came out, I think, a year or two ago in Japan.
Yeah,
but it hadn't been released yet. But this is something interesting because this is talking about the very beginning, before even the first episode, of what the incident that Trenton's dad caused on the space station that caused this whole international catastrophe. Why he was, what happened to him, why he died, and everything else, and why he was shamed and everything. And we're finding about that connection that his dad had with Eureka, and what kind of led to this whole connection of those two being connected and everything else that was going on. Yep. So it's an interesting take because we're finally starting to see a side of a story in the lore that hadn't been explored or really touched on for so long. And I know you actually got so excited about it that you actually made a video on your channel about it.
Yeah, I made a reaction video. I reacted to the trailer because I saw it and I was like, what? What is this? And so I went and watched it and I read the description and I said, no way. We're finally getting the story of Adrock Thurston and what he went through with Eureka and what he went through studying the Scum corals and everything. And we're actually getting the backstory because they played him off in the original anime. They played him off as a scientist that was just kind of there, and like you said, they didn't really shame him. They played him off as a hero, but as you slowly start to figure out like what happened, he wasn't deemed as a hero as much. Like he was kind of looked down upon just a little bit, but he was deemed as a hero for quote unquote saving the world, which he didn't really save. He ended up causing it, like you said, but he was played off as a hero. And so you're starting to get the backstory that maybe he wasn't really as much as a scientist as we thought. Maybe he was more of a soldier, and maybe this was a little more, I wouldn't say risque, but what's the word I'm looking for? There was just a little more to it. And so now we're going to get that backstory of him and Eureka. And because remember, he was the first one, like Renton wasn't the first one that Eureka chose. It was Adrock. That was the first one she chose. So we're going to get that backstory, which is going to be kind of weird because now Renton's got to learn. Because I mean, I think what they're showing is they're not just going to show it all through Adrock's perspective. Like, I think Renton's going to discover this piece by piece, and they're going to show the backstory a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see how Renton reacts to like, yo, this is the chick that I'm with
knows
now,
my dad.
That knows my dad. And I'm with now, and apparently she like had a connection with my dad. So I'm really interested to see that. Like that's something that I'm anticipating. I'm also hoping that we get a little more backstory about his sister, because his sister, who did the same thing his dad did, she went to study what his dad was studying, and she went to find out why her dad just disappeared because she thought there was something more to it, and then all of a sudden she disappeared. So hopefully we get a little more backstory about his sister as well, because that's something that they kind of just threw out there and never explained.
Yep, I agree with that because it really was one of those series that just that never got that kind of closure for certain aspects. As like you said, that they did explain about his dad a little bit, and we saw a little bit more, but we never knew the full story. And we always wondered why she was specifically went to the one shop that he was working with that had the drive that allowed her and Renton to be able to control the Eureka 7 mecha. It really does show that aspect that hasn't really been touched on, and I'm glad that it's finally coming out over here, because like I said, it's been out there for a while in Japan. I believe it came out in September. I think it was about a year ago or so.
Like I was looking at it. It was a while. It was last year sometime.
I think it was in September last year. And that's only, and the biggest thing about that is that it's a film trilogy. Is that this is the first movie in a series that we're supposed to be getting to explain that storyline. Right. So that's something great that almost years later we're finally getting more story from Eureka 7, and that's really great because like I said, that was one of my favorite animes growing up, because when I saw it back on Toonami, I was in love with the science fiction aspect of it, the mecha of it, and the fact of like how they were able to ride, kind of surf on the hoverboards in midair. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. Yeah,
the trap R waves, and the trap R waves brought the trap R and all this other junk, and then and then in Astro Ocean, the interesting spin they put in that one was also interesting. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, dude, I'm excited. But now, what I didn't know that you just said that it's going to be a movie series, so maybe the next one will be a little more backstory about his sister. Maybe the next one, maybe they'll be able to dig more into that backstory, because like we never got that. It was just Renton and Eureka and Gecko State, and they were out and about, and they were trying to save Renton and Eureka and save Earth. And what do the Scub Corals want? And then come to find out they want to be one with the humans and whatnot. And they never explained why Adrock changed his mind in the middle of the Seventh Summer of Love. Like, he just kind of changed his mind, said nope, can't do it, pulled the drive out, and then he died. So they never really explained like what made him change his mind. Like, he went and like, why did he all of a sudden he just say, oh, I'm backing out now? They never explained it. He just did. So
yeah, exactly.
We'll see.
Yeah, and like I said, that's a good point. Like there's a lot of stuff that was left untouched that I really want to. And like I said, if you haven't seen the series, it's definitely older, but it still holds up, and probably one of my absolute favorite love stories. Like between Renton and Eureka, it's one of the most organic and well done out of a lot of others, and just the whole series as a whole is just phenomenal. Like, it really is.
Oh, no doubt, man. I mean, older animes don't bother me. I'm still going through Berserk right now. So,
that's perfect, man.
Speaking of older anime, guess which one I just started that I'm actually enjoying?
This is the North Star?
The original Bratz?
No, you're gonna kill me for this one, because like I said, I was really picky about what I watched in the beginning. Yu Yu Hakusho.
Hey, that's good stuff.
I started that one, and that one I thought was going to be really cheesy, and my buddy told me, don't watch it. The animation doesn't hold up to today. Don't watch it, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch it anyway, and I started watching it last night, and now I'm hooked. I'm 6 episodes in.
Dude, the animation in that is still very clean and holds up very well. And most things that people don't realize is that a lot of the animation in there and a lot of the characters and their fighting is all based off of actual different styles of martial arts. Like, that is well done. Like, I love Yu Yu Hakusho. It still holds up.
Yes, sir.
So your friend, you slap him in the face. You tell him no. you tell him to go sit down and watch it now.
I mean, he's watched it. He was just saying like, it doesn't hold up. Like, yeah, but it was just funny. So I'm doing that. Yu Yu Hakusho. I wanted to start Mob Psycho 100. Haven't started that one yet. And
Mob Psycho.
Now I'm gonna start Tokyo Ghoul. But now that I'm in Yu Yu Hakusho, I'm kind of like stuck on it. I don't want to stop watching it.
Yeah, that's like, I think the whole series as a whole has 108 episodes.
112 or something like that. 108, 112, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But each story. Oh yeah, but each series, dude, each story arc is it's amazing, so good. I think I'm gonna have to binge watch that like one weekend when I have just all the free time I can.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a series that's worth watching. But yeah, dude, that one is definitely a classic. That's definitely worth watching. But it's good that you finally are able to go sit down and watch that now.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Oh yeah, absolutely great. Now, I think we got on a good little side stop right there with Eureka 7. So the last one I'm going to talk about here for our anime news is actually going to be about a rather mature one, and this one's going to be kind of very polarizing for some, but I absolutely love the light novel, so I thought this was actually some really good news. So Sentai Filmworks, and if you know Sentai, they've adapted quite a bit of mature and published a lot of animes, especially Kame Ga Kill, which was really good one, as well as a few others. They recently licensed the anime adaptation for a series called Scum's Wish. Now, to give you an overview of what Scum's Wish is about, it follows the story of 4 characters and kind of the tribulations of relationships and love. And it's very different in the way of the fact that one of the characters is in love with her teacher's assistant because he was her senior. But it turns out that the teacher's assistant that she's in love with is actually in love with the music teacher at their school. And she's mad that he loves her and not that she loves the music teacher, but not her. And that there's a student in her class that's in love with the music teacher because that was his tutor in middle school. And he actually meets with his fellow classmate, and they made a pact that they would be in a relationship just to have that kind of not be lonely, have that affection, that physical and emotional connection. But it was never meant to be serious. They would never fall in love with each other. It was only meant to just kind of fit those needs that they need for right now. And that should they ever get the affection of the person that they want, they would end their relationship immediately with nothing else attached. And I found it interesting because it kind of follows the very unique aspect of relationships and that kind of aspect of really relationships and in general nowadays. You know, people always want someone that they can't necessarily have, and sometimes they just be with someone just because they kind of want to fill that need. And there's quite a lot where you see people are just like, well, I'm just dating this person, we have an understanding, it's nothing, you know, serious or anything like that, and that they're always vying for someone else or someone specific, but they're with just someone just to have that aspect of being with someone. So I found it to be very interesting because it has a very messed up moments in it because it's very mature in how it handles these aspects. And like I said, I love the light novel series for this. It really was a phenomenal light novel series. So the fact that they're doing an anime adaptation, I found to be interesting. With hearing kind of some of this information on it, do y'all think it would be something that y'all would check out, that may be interesting or anything like that? Nick, why don't you go ahead and start off, man?
I have no clue what you were talking about. I don't know. So I am not ill equipped to speak on this one. So move on real quick.
Yeah, honest Nick, good job. You know, when you were first describing this, I thought you were honestly describing Archie, like the recent CW live action show, because that's literally what the original plot of that damn show was. Because Love was like his fucking music teacher and shit. But I probably won't give this a watch just because I'm not into the relationship animes. I don't know. I'm an action nut. I just need to see action.
Agreed on that one.
For Neth, if someone doesn't get killed, he's not going to watch it. That's his motto. He's not going to watch it.
That's why he's watching Riverdale, because people be dying in that show.
Yep.
But no, man, like I said, it's something I found interesting in it, and I provided the link there so anyone can kind of get a little bit more information.
Where's this link at?
It's in the chat right there. But just hearing the kind of overview of the story, what do you have any thoughts on it? What do you think about it?
That's interesting. I've never really been into these animes, but it won't hurt to try something new, you know, right? Like Devilman's Crybaby. I've never been into that kind of stuff. Y'all got me to watch it, bro. I actually enjoyed it.
That is borderline fucking hentai.
There it was, bro.
But interesting thing about Devilman's Crybaby is that's kind of what it was meant to be, because if you saw the beginning, yes, it's very gory, it's very tittillating, it's very horny and all that aspects, but it was meant horny. Yeah, it really is. But here's the thing about it though, it's meant to make you uncomfortable from the get-go, because if you can't handle that, when you get to the end and see everything that's going on, you won't be able to handle that, because you weren't able to handle what's in the very beginning, because the fact that at the end it goes on a whole nother level of making you uncomfortable, and it fucking makes you depressed and it blows your fucking mind with everything that's going on. And when I finished that show, dude, I was literally so depressed when I saw it before work. I was like, I don't want to go into work today. I can't do this. Like, it had me all sorts of messed up, dude. Like, it was something like crazy, and I loved it. But it really is one of those shows that is meant to make you uncomfortable from the get-go, because if you can't handle some of the early things that you saw, you know, you're not going to be able to handle the ending, because, you know, like with the fact of everyone else talking about their sex drive and stuff like that, and we kind of seen, you know, certain characters doing that. You know, if you can't handle that in the first 3 episodes, come episode, what was it, 8 or 9, I think it was only like a 10 episode series, you're not going to be able to get past the ending, because, dude, it goes on a whole nother level.
Yeah, all I'm gonna say is that's a show you watch on your phone rather than the family room TV. You do not watch that one public.
Headphones on, bro. No, let nobody know what's going on in there.
Oh man.
That's even on your phone, that people sneak up on you like, hey, what you watching? You just look over, just see what they're staring at, and you're just horrified. Nah, man, you just put on them headphones, play it on your Xbox, turn off all the TV, lock your door, and just let it go.
Your friends see it like, who are you? He just walks away. thought you were different.
that was the thing. I wasn't afraid to watch him because I got my roommates watching it, and one of my friends who it doesn't typically watch that kind of show. After the first 2 episodes, he was hooked and sat down and watched the whole series. When the rest of us went to sleep, he's like, "Dude, that's something else." And I was just like, "You all right?" He's just like, "Yeah, dude." He loved it. He's like, "Dude, that's fucked up."
Like you watch on a public bus, bro. If you want to, I can see you doing it. It's like, hey, you heard Don't Make Crap, baby. Whole bus. Like,
I mean, if I had that Moto, what was it? That Moto Z, I would just put on the little film projector on the side and just show it for everybody.
Oh man, I see.
Wait, like for some of you guys don't get it because you haven't seen the show, but like if you've seen the show, you know how fucked up this is.
Do not watch it in public. Watch it in conclusion.
Oh, Justin Brody back with the heroic age monster space mechs. I have to check it out. But Nick, were you able to kind of get a quick glimpse over what Scum's Wish is about?
I don't see the link. Where's the link at?
It should be in the chat right here.
Well, the one I clicked on took me to the topic you were just talking about, so I didn't see the link.
Hang on. I'll repost it right there.
There we go. There. Oh, it was that wiki. Dude, my bad.
Yeah. Oh, you good? Yeah, well, that's just to give
the entire link too. Yeah, I see what you did.
No,
all right.
I have to separate because that chat function be weird as hell. But no, but like I said, I like that with anime. Like I said before in multiple shows, is that it's starting to handle more mature topics and do things that most people aren't afraid to or are too afraid to go in about. And I felt that this one was something very interesting because, like I said, I actually read this light novel series. I actually did. And
pass on this one, bro. I'm gonna pass on this one.
Yeah,
man. I mean, I'm for relationship animes in the aspect that it's within the context of like Eureka 7. Like, yeah, I'm cool with that, but I don't know about all that. I'm reading the plot. I may have to hard pass on that one, dude. May have to.
About to say, if there's not big explosions or shadow clone jutsus, I'm out.
It got to be explosions, man. That's why I like Transformers. But I see that y'all talked about that already. But
no, we didn't even talk about that. Hold on, we got to get on that shit.
Oh no!
Hey, I got a question real quick.
What over did you?
And new one that's come out.
What's that?
Uh-oh.
I think
he botting.
Just was like once great.
Wait, what'd you say? G, cut up there.
I said, have you guys seen the new Ed and Eddie that's gonna be coming out soon?
No,
isn't it like set like? I saw something about it, but it didn't like when they were. I don't know. Wasn't it like younger
or something, dude? They look. I don't know. Yeah. I think they're teenagers, dude. They look horrible. Like
but no. Stuff that was once great. Cats, come on, we gotta talk about this shit now.
I was gonna bring that too. next. That's why I started with Ed and Eddie because they just keep destroying stuff that was once great.
Be right back.
Oh, don't worry. We're gonna talk about that here in a second. Don't worry. That's the last.
There's gonna be a lot of ranting now. Now we're about to dial up.
Yeah, but the last topic that we have here, as we step away from the anime and go to our nerdy stuff, is Transformers. Has been polarizing as all can be with the most recent movies, live action movies. Well, probably only good one was the first one. After that, they did something.
Went downhill.
Yep. No, but see now, Neth loved it because he likes that Michael Bay. All he wants is explosions.
Hey, I like Michael Bay's explosions and shit too, but like I said, he should just do the visuals and stay the hell away from scripts or anything like that, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can't just have action for just action. You need
no. That's not what you was just saying, Neth. This is why you a fraud. You shut up.
This is why you're a fraud.
Look, just because I don't want to watch some kid fall in love doesn't mean I don't want to have explosions 24/7.
No. You be quiet, fraud Elise.
Look, all I'm just saying is it doesn't interest me that whole
why
aspect.
Can't we have fall in love with explosions? Have you guys seen them?
Yeah, we do. It's called Eureka 7. There's a lot of explosions in that.
Hey, have you guys seen American Ultra? Check that movie out.
Oh yeah. Oh, American Ultra is actually really good. I like that. A lot of people don't like Jesse Eisenberg, but that movie was awesome. I think that was the only time Kristen Stewart actually showed some facial expressions.
Lies.
Oh, she's bad.
All right, I'm publishing this video.
Yeah, but The Transformers has finally been canceled. They shut down the last movie and are saying that they're going to put it on hiatus as they prepare for a possible reboot.
No.
Hold on, so this Bumblebee movie is put on hold?
Yep, the Transformers 7 has been officially canceled.
No, so that's just Transformers 7. What about that Bumblebee solo movie that was coming out with John Cena in it?
I think they pulled. No, I think that was the next movie, and they pulled it from their release schedule. They said that it's going to be cutting it. They're going to be cutting it.
Oh wow,
Man, who gives a fuck as long as it's canceled? Fuck Michael Bay and all the damn movies.
Maybe I think Bumblebee is the 6th movie, but I think it's the one after that. But they say that after that they're icing.
I don't know, dude. I lost track once they brought Mark Wahlberg in. I was just like, nope.
Oh man, y'all be hate.
Nope, I checked out.
Mark.
No, I don't hate on Mark Wahlberg. I find his movies to be pretty good, but him in the Transformers movies just didn't work for me. Like movies like Shooters and Four Brothers or whatever is cool, but like, come on, dude. Like you in Transformers, like
look,
that
man,
movie was so fucking bad. He picked up Optimus Prime's ear, dog, and handed it to him. I was just like, what are we doing? Like, how do you do that? How do you pick up Optimus' big ass ear, bro, and just like put it on like a click on like Lego?
Look,
God, there you
in
go.
the last movie, he literally picked up a sword and blocked.
He's using the weapons, right? He uses he uses the weapons of the freaking Transformers. Like, come on, dude.
No, guys. Like, literally, he picked up, like, a regular sword, and he blocked a Transformer using a giant-ass sword. Like, a lot of dumb shit happened in that fucking movie. But it wasn't Mark Wahlberg. It was just Transformers. Those movies are just dog shit.
And people worry about reels and Battlefield 5. Man, you got more stuff to worry about, y'all. Calm down.
Yeah, but that's a good segment. But, yeah, fucking Transformers, the Fast and the Furious movies, man, they're all dog shit.
Yeah.
They just went so far away from what we know. Like them ass, you know, and that's what sucks.
No. The problem with Transformers is it can't even stay in its own continuity. They do dumb shit like Bumblebee lands on Earth originally in the first movie, right? But then now we find out that Bumblebee was actually on Earth all this time, and he was in World War II, and this fucking wristwatch actually assassinated Hitler, and just so much dumb shit.
Don't make sense of it. Just roll with it. Do not make sense.
The issue.
It can't stay its own continuity.
Yeah, that's what I'll say. That with what the Transformers movies were doing is that they didn't stick to their own continuity. They kept changing everything up. Like they were saying, oh, they were from the moon. No, they've been around since King Arthur, and they actually fought with him during the war. It's like, no, what the hell are you doing? The dragon was
a Transformer.
Yeah, like they did not follow their own damn storyline, so it made no damn sense. So I'm glad that after all of this, that they're putting the series on hold for a bit, because there's so much potential with Transformers that they could do so much better with it. Like, I love Transformers, and shout out to K Mega and Lord Cognito, as they're my resident Transformers lover fans out there. And I wanted them to be out here for this topic, but with the fact that they're pulling this movie after the next one, is that this one, that they need to do something better. Like I told them that my thing is that Generation 1 Transformers were really good. The designs fit the character. If they're able to CGI it or really bring it out forward, the Generation 1 stories were a lot more fantastic. And did anyone play the High Moon Studios Transformer games? War for Cybertron, Fall for Cybertron.
Man, I played the shit out of both of those games, bro.
Those games are pretty good.
Those games had a great story because of the fact that it's something that we haven't seen, which is what caused the war on Cybertron that caused the Decepticons to rise against the Autobots and destroy Cybertron, and what made the Autobots have to flee. Those would be great movies to do, because we would get to see more of the characters before they came to Earth. Yeah, we all know that in the cartoons.
I want to see Beast Wars.
Yeah. Beast Wars would be good too, or see more about the Dinobots, because what they did in Extinction, they did not do Grimlock at all the way I wanted them to be.
Oh my god! But like, let's be real. Like when the first movie came out, how we pointed out that movie was decent. The thing was, the first movie was different from its original continuity, but you know what? It was its own style or whatever, and it was a decent film, so fine. Then they made the second one. Second one was kind of a miss. So like, okay, third one, another miss, and then by the fourth one, they just fucked up everything. So the trilogy and the series just got worse and worse and worse as it kept going until we got a wristwatch that assassinated Hitler.
Yo, for real, man. It was something that
pleasures for me. I'm not gonna lie. I can watch those easily. They're like guilty pleasures for me. I know they're trash, but I can still watch them. Like Batman vs Superman. It's terrible, but I'll still watch it.
Yeah. But like I said, man, like there's so many other things that they could do. Like I said, especially with the stories that they did with War of Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, those would be really great movies because you'd get the action that you would expect, but you would get to see more of the aspects of what Cybertron was before everything happened, what caused the Decepticons and the Autobots to have to leave and come to, travel through the universe before they landed here on Earth and everything else. It would give more aspect to those characters, and with the original like Generation 1 designs were phenomenal. I loved those better than what they did. Now, don't get me wrong, some of the newer designs that they did with the characters fit those characters, especially with the cars they were modeled after. However, it was just that over time it just slowly started getting more like weird and weird every time because of the fact that they didn't even know what story they were wanting to do anymore. And it's just one of those things that I really hope that they let this thing gestate for a little bit and actually take the time to grow into something significantly better.
Yeah, I agree. I want them to let it sit for a minute. It just got old after a while. Like I watched the first one, the second one was kind of pushing it. After the third one, I was kind of done with the series. So I'm like I said, when I heard this news, it didn't really make me sad. I didn't really feel any type of way about it. So like I said, if they do plan to reboot it, let it sit for a while and actually take your time and do it right. Cause like you said, and figure out what you want to do. Cause like, it just seemed like they were just kind of just throwing stuff together and they couldn't figure out what story you want to do and here and there. So just let it sit, figure out what you want to do and just do it. And then don't let what's his face touch it. With the explosion, the Explosion Man, Michael Bay. Don't let Explosion Man touch it.
I think the dude just thought of it like as free money. Like he didn't really give a shit. He just shot really big action scenes. But I don't know. Like you can see how the crowd really is into nostalgia and everything. So you can make these movies right. Just stick to the original formula, stick to the original designs, and people will come. Look at what happened with Star Wars. That could be on the level Star Wars. But you're going to see a lot of nostalgia people come through because they just want to see the Transformers done right. That's all it takes.
Exactly. And it really is all it takes. Like there's only so much that you need to do to give something new breath of fresh life while keeping it the way it should have been intended, without going too crazy over all this, man. It's just like I said, the first one was great because it was unique. The story was fairly good. The music, soundtrack, the character designs was all fantastic. Then after that, they just completely stepped away from the Transformers aspect to focus so much on the humans and just putting Transformers there. It's like, no, don't mess with it like that. Like, come on now.
Sticking in little fucking kids just to have them.
Yeah, it was just they stepped so far away from what they were trying to do that I don't know what they were thinking anymore. It would be a good thing if they started over and really took the time, but now it's the way to do it right. It really is what needs to be done to get everything taken care of.
Yeah, and like they really have no excuse to come up with a story or anything because there's so much fucking lore. There's so many comics, cartoons, and everything you can just take right from. You literally have the character designs done for you. People just want the old designs that make sense, not just a bunch of fucking moving parts just to have them and big CGI monsters. You want it just done well. So that's all you need to do. Just look at your source material and adapt it well.
Yeah,
and maybe
exactly.
start on Cybertron. Don't start on Earth. Maybe start on Cybertron and lead up to shit.
Exactly. And it really is one of those things that needs to be done.
Yo, real quick before we move on, who would you like to direct this new Transformer series that y'all want to do? Who would y'all want to take the helm of that?
Who did the first Pacific Rim?
Guillermo
del Toro, yeah.
Maybe him.
You can pull it off. I can see that happening.
Yeah, I could definitely see it. He definitely knows how to handle monsters and kaiju very well. That's his specialty. You know, Guillermo del Toro's always been a master when it comes to understanding monsters and being able to give them such a uniqueness and making them more humanized.
The only issue I see is because the same thing might happen with Pacific Rim 1. He did the first one. He wanted to do the second one how he wanted to do, but he had like a clash with the studio.
No, it's not that he didn't want to do the second one. It's just that he was focusing on another project because he was still an executive producer on it. He was still working with them. He was the one who kind of approved the script. He understood that it was stepping away from what the first one was, but he still had a hand in it.
Oh, okay. I thought they had issues with the studio. He wanted to do it one way, they want to do another, so he just walked away from it. I thought that's what happened.
No. It's the fact that the studio wanted him to do it because they wanted to get it out as soon as they could, but he was busy focusing on his other project, and this is also when he was starting to do stuff with Hideo Kojima and other things that he didn't have the time to do the movie. So he helped to find a new director and approve the script. He was an executive producer on the movie.
Yeah, okay. And I mean, it's kind of tough too because you have to think about all these directors who could do them just happen to be busy. Like maybe, like probably someone even better than him would be like the Thor Ragnarok director because that person knows how to do like the 80s and shit, and would probably do something really cool with that. Or even Steven Spielberg could probably do something, but he's so fucking busy. Like it's tough to get people down for these shits.
Yeah, he's also with the Halo show.
It might just be new talent. Who knows?
Yep. And you got to think, too, that when they were shooting and producing Pacific Rim, that's also during the time while he was finishing up with, what was that movie? That Shape of Water.
Yeah, Shape of Water. Man, that was a breakthrough.
Yo, dude, Shape of Water is a phenomenal movie. Seriously, Guillermo del Toro, probably one of my top directors of all time. I love his stuff.
It's crazy to think he did Pacific Rim because of how different those movies are.
Well, I mean, if you really look at it, like he does a lot of his movies are always very foreign because a lot of them are Spanish, dark fantasy pieces and gothic films. But he's able to go all over the place. He did The Devil's Backbone back in 2001. Then look at Pan's Labyrinth in 2006. Oh, Pan's Labyrinth is so good. That movie broke my heart. But then he did Hellboy and Hellboy 2, and look at how Hellboy. Yeah, and look at how he designed those monsters and characters in the Hellboy series.
Wait, does he have a hand in the new Hellboy or no?
No. That one actually, I believe the new Hellboy is going back and being done by the original creator, if I remember.
I mean, they picked an interesting person to play Hellboy. With what's his name again? I know he's from Stranger Things.
Ron Perl, right?
No. He was talking about the new one, the one who played the sheriff.
I know you talk about, but I don't know his name.
God damn, he did all those Tide commercials.
Well,
I'm
trying to think. David Arbor, that's who it is.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice in how you could change it up. And the dude is, equally badass in my eyes. Like I think he'll do justice.
Oh, absolutely. I think so too. But yeah, it's being done by Neil Marshall. Is going to be the director for it. As for the writer, I think it's being done by Mike M. something, Magnolia, something like that. But they're doing the new one that's coming out next year, actually in January of next year. That's going to be coming out. But it's going to be interesting. I actually think Mila Jovovich is actually going to be in that as well, and Ian McShane too. I know those people are confirmed for it, but I don't know who they're going to be playing as. But I really love what Guillermo del Toro can do with those kinds of monsters and those aspects. So it's truly something unique on what he's able to do. And Pacific Rim was a very homage and heavy love story to the kaiju films, because he stated he loves the old kaiju films, Godzilla, Mothra, and all those oldies. Rodon, come on, those are classic monster films. And he wanted to do his own take on that while throwing in that science fiction that he loves.
Yeah, but getting back to that Transformers topic, like even if they do it right, get the nostalgia and everything going, go back to the original designs, imagine them bringing back those old figures like people remember that cost like thousands of dollars at this point, and bringing back a more classic looking show. Like it's so easy to market and make blow up again. It's crazy how they don't do it.
Yeah, for real. It really is. But like I said, with Transformers, they killed their own franchise because it was just doing worse and worse performing each movie after, especially after the second film. They need to let it sit, rethink it, and like I said, there's plenty of other ways that they can redo it back. You know, I talked with K Mega and I talked with Lord Cognito, and that personally love Generation 1 Transformers. I would love to see them do their own take on Fall of Cybertron, War for Cybertron, and show that story and aspect before they came over. You know, that's what I want to see, because I think that would give a lot more emphasis on what happens when the Transformers get split up when they come to Earth before they get together again. You know, I think it would be perfect for that.
Yeah, and just before we end the topic on Transformers, I think we can do a little panel question, and I'll start with you, Bloody. So if they do reboot the whole franchise, and let's assume they do it the right way, the nostalgia and everything going through the roof, who is your Transformer cast? Like, for example, you're going to have Optimus Prime. Who's going to be the other Transformers for the Autobots, at least?
Ooh, that's an interesting take. Huh.
Like, think about it. Like, for example, for me, I would say, you know, we would have Optimus Prime, and while I love Bumblebee, we're going to have to change him to someone like Hotshot just to be different. And then, you know, Decepticons would be, you know, Soundwave, Megatron, Starscream. And, like, so who would you guys change it up to? And, you know, I can also ask this to Super G and Operation if you guys are still around.
What if we don't start with Starscream and, crap, how do I forget his name? Megatron. What if we start with someone else and build up to them? Like,
yeah, exactly. So who's your cast? Who's your Transformer?
Transformer cast. I thought you were saying actor-wise.
No.
Cast-wise?
You know, you have Optimus Prime on for the Autobots. Like, who would you cast be?
My cast would be, I would have to say, for Decepticons, I would love to see Soundwave actually make an appearance, because Soundwave hasn't been given enough.
He's not gonna be a bullshit satellite.
Yeah, exactly. God, he's a boombox. Come on.
Don't make a plot device. Just make an
trauma in your voice, like you just remember what happened.
Yes, because I had to think about it for a second, but I'm just like, no.
It's an octopus in the sky.
I legit forgot he was a satellite. I forgot.
That's what I'm saying. Is that
is down the toilet at this point? That's what Salt said.
Yeah, but no, I would love to see Soundwave make an appearance. And then I would say Ramjet. I would love to see to have them have kind of their sky person. And then lastly, I would have to say maybe Frenzy, because if we're gonna have Soundwave, he has to have a cassette player to go inside. So I think him and Frenzy would be perfect to go together. And then having like I said, Ramjet would be the Decepticons, because you don't want to oversaturate it with having too many come out straight at the go. And then for Autobots, I would have to say I do like Ratchet, so I want him to come back. But others, it's kind of
Autobots are not as fun to do.
Yeah, because there's so many that you want to do, but you can't do it because of the fact that you don't want to overdo it. Because whenever you think of the Autobots, you always want to put in your favorites.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is one of those things that's a little bit harder to do. But I think if I had to, I would say I want to see Ratchet, definitely. Maybe Cliff Jumper. I do like Cliff Jumper because he's a
because you want this to be also a little different. So yeah,
and I like Cliff Jumper because as much as I love Bumblebee because he's that Chevy Camaro, I do like Cliff Jumper because he's a Porsche 922 24 turbo, and he was one of my favorite. Hubcap is no. Hubcap was the first Porsche 224, but Cliff Jumper was the turbo edition of the Porsche. He came later when they phased out Hubcap. I like Cliff Jumper more than I like Hubcap. But other than the third, who I would have to say that I would want to bring out, because I want to bring out a female, I would have to say Moonracer. I did like Moonracer.
Nice.
Yeah. But we haven't seen much of her because she and some of the other female Autobots only kept their Cybertronian forms. They didn't take after human cars, but Moonracer I really, really liked, and I would love her to come out in it.
Yeah, because, you know, for them to be different, I think you got to pick a different kind of cast than what we're used to. So, you know, that's a very unique Autobot cast that people won't be accustomed to and could fall in love with. And of course, you know, your diehard fans, such as you, K-Mega, and all that, would be like, damn, they're going to the source material.
Yeah. Oh, because K-Mega, oh man, he went on a we got talking about it. And Op, you actually at that party when K-Mega went on that near hour rant when we were talking about Transformers.
Man, I almost know of it. I remember the rant.
Oh man, that was fun.
If only I remembered what he said. I'm sorry.
Oh man, he went off on that.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, but Op, you got any thoughts of who your lineups might be?
I'm not gonna lie. I love Transformers. I'm not too well depth with the original.
Yeah, I don't remember their names as much.
Yeah, I don't remember them either, so I can't really give too much. As far as like a plot, the setting,
yeah,
what do you want to put on Cybertron, or like go with like the original stories, like the War of Cybertron, stuff like that?
Yeah,
because they're gonna work up the game to Earth and all that, in my opinion.
Yeah, we can do it like before, like the war break out a little bit, like it's just like me and skirmishes going on back and forth right before the whole war. Actually,
yeah, exactly. Like the first movie could be like the climax is the war begins or some shit. Like you find out why this war happened in the background to it, not just some like story like long ago shit happened.
Then more shit happened. Then this shit happened. Then all shit.
Oh, and then there's something about the moon.
Yeah.
The dark side.
I remember those campaigns. Those ad campaigns were dark side.
So fucking dumb.
I know, right? But man, y'all talk about movie. I'm thinking about going like an actual show with this because like just be able to flesh it out even better. But you know, if you do a show like this kind of,
they did have a show for a while that was doing really good with it, and then they stopped it, and that was back in like 2011.
The animated show, I want to say.
Yeah,
they had
an animated show. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that one. That was really good. Yeah.
The 2011 Transformers animated.
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, it was about.
I might have watched that. Let's see.
Yeah. And that'll be a topic that we'll definitely get into here another day, because talk about them reboots, and we got some words for that because there's quite a few coming out that we are not feeling.
Oh yeah, that show was legit.
Yeah, Super G.
It was different, but it worked. Yeah.
Super G, you got a list on who you would use as your Transformers cast?
For my Transformers, I'd probably go, of course, Optimus, do like Sideswipe or Sideburn, Skydive, Slingshot. I don't know, it's a few, dude. I like a lot of the Jets. So.
Oh, dude, I love the Jets.
But then
the Jets are the best.
Yeah, the Jets are dope, dude.
But you know, Operation did say something unique. So, what if we don't use Megatron and Optimus necessarily as the leaders? Who would the leaders be then initially?
Well,
that use any of the primes then.
Yeah. Well, that's the interesting thing is that there are leaders of some of the subgroups who also have been leaders of the Autobots. If you look at
I'll do Sentinel Prime or Rodimus Prime.
Ooh, Sentinel Prime would be interesting because the way that they handle, he was a Cybertronian. But like, if honestly, I would love to see one of the female Autobots do it, and Ileta 1, or also known as Ariel. She was an Autobot commander. She led the Autobots when Optimus and Sentinel and all them weren't around, and she's a fighter jet.
Boom! There you go. Lead with her for the Autobots.
Yeah, exactly. And like maybe Optimus and Megatron would take the reins, but I don't know if this was necessarily canon or whatever. But I know they did in the first Transformers movie with Michael Bay. I know that might disgust you, but do you think Optimus and Megatron should still be brothers or no?
I think
I remember that was the one thing cool I saw in that movie.
I think it didn't matter.
Yeah, I think it
it's not like it's something that's like heavy into the story. Don't like talk about it so much that it like.
I forgot they were brothers. I forgot all about that.
That's my point though. See, they didn't put emphasis on it.
Canon or whatever.
Yeah, no. If they actually expanded on that, then it's possible that it could be done really well, but they would have to really play that card well, and they would have to actually make it very interesting to the story. It would have to be done right. If not, then it's just going to be a thing that they put in there one time and then it's going to be completely forgotten about.
Yeah, and shout out to you, Justin, in the chat. But you brought up a good point that I always fucking forget about because I'm so disgusted with the Transformers movie. You need to do Starscream right. No more of this short leg motherfucker that dies instantly or whatever. Fuck that. You need to have the correct Starscream in there.
Yeah, but everyone they're just gonna pick on
Starscream was an abomination in those live action movies.
Yeah, he was. I won't deny that, but I mean, to be fair, and the actual
Bitstream's tight.
And the stories, he's a shifty little dude. He's
a scumbag in the stories. There's no denying that.
Yeah. But what's funny though is that everyone picks on Starscream, but he is the second in command for a reason.
Man, fuck his rank.
Yeah, but he's shifty as all hell though. Like the second that Megatron,
he's a comedy relief. Come on,
he is. But I mean, he can be something. He can be something definitely terrifying, but. He's just one of those characters that always gets disrespected, and sometimes it's for good reason. Like when Megatron was missing, and he's just like, "Well, Megatron's not here. I'm now the leader of the Decepticons," and they're like, "No, you're not."
You mean?
Yeah, he gets knocked out and thrown out after like 5 seconds.
What if they shot from his original personality traits being like a goofball one and make him a little more cynical, a little more darker?
Yeah. As long as he's somewhat of a comedy relief or whatever.
Yeah, every now and then make it a little more cynical and darker. I like that from Starscream.
Yeah,
that's just me.
Definitely, man. But it's definitely something. It's definitely something to look into.
And but we can go on for hours about Transformers, even without K Mega apparently. But I think we got
so much lore there, dude. So many different shows.
Yeah, there's so many variations, and so many Decepticons, and there's so many lists of Autobots and Decepticons that you can go on. There's so many subsects of them. That
so many different leaders. You got Megatron, Galvatron. What's the other one called? I can't think of his name, but they once they die, they redone with the Unicron crap.
That's what I mean. There's a lot of fucking lore you can go off and change it up and just keep it
Shockwave.
Good. But,
Bombshell.
I think we gotta address the elephant in the room here, guys.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about what the fuck's happening with
Thundercats.
Kill it before it even comes alive. Just kill it.
Those Thunder Kittens.
No, we're gonna save that full hatred when we got a full scoop, because reboots lately have been good, hit or miss, and there's some that they're doing lately that are just questionable. And I got an exact full breakdown on that I want to bring up. Let's get to the real stuff that we've been wanting to talk about here for a little bit, because we've missed the last 5 weeks of it. Is My Hero. And you already knew that Nick was getting ready for this moment because he got the song playing in the background, everything.
Well, yeah.
And seeing as you actually just put out a reaction episode to it.
Yes. Yeah, I just put out a spoiler review of the last episode. Yes.
Yeah, but we're gonna today. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. But like I said, we've missed the past 5 weeks, so we're gonna kind of go in on that. But these past few weeks have been some of the most intense in setting everything up to come, and I've been in love with it. And I think since episode 3 of the season, when they immediately had the Vanguard Action Villain Squad hit the training camp, and that battle between Muscular and Deku, holy dude, that had me so hyped during that fight. And Super G, I know you were talking about this before because you're just like, this season was going to be lit. And just seeing that fight alone and just the whole commentary from Coates after everything. Oh, dude, it got me so pumped up as he's sitting there just being swelled by Muscular, who just keeps making these muscle fibers to get stronger and stronger. And you just seeing Deku just kind of giving in before everything. It just goes back to the very second episode when he did the same thing to inspire All Might when he went and fought the sludge monster that had Bakugo. Like, it got me so well. And that music just every time, dude, just so pumped.
Bruh, whenever he went and was fighting Muscular, and whenever he needed to go to, what was it, 1,000,000% or whatever he said,
Yeah, after Kota distracted him, and he said,
and it shows the what happens when All Might goes, and it shows just that whole scene when All Might goes plus ultra and he went plus ultra. I like just lost it. I was just like, oh my gosh, let's go.
Yeah.
And it was
and you just see that he's just like standing up, pushing himself and just going.
Right.
And you just see the whole connection from all the past generations just going full on. And when he hits muscular, you just see that the force is just tearing all his muscle fibers and just sends him flying. Oh, dude, it was so good.
Yeah,
right.
Real quick, a PSA for those who are a little bit confused by his battle cry 1,000,000%. It's not actual 1,000,000%.
Yeah, it's not actually.
Trust me, if you want 1,000,000%, that part of the country will be into space by then.
No. I'm just saying when he did that, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it was a major hype moment. But Horikoshi actually confirmed that in that moment that Deku had his fight or flight adrenaline super kicked in. He said that to psych himself up as much as he could to fight through all the pain that he was going through.
Right.
So they said that it was more along the lines of about 105%. Because
they explain that later in if you guys have seen today's
episode. In this last episode, and we'll go into that. But Horikoshi confirmed that it was more along the lines of actually about 105% that he went, not a million. He said there's only a few people that can actually do that with One for All, and one of them is Super G's favorite dude, and it's in his damn name, which is Lemillion.
Yep, Lemillion's legit. Wait till he comes out. That's all I have to say. I'm not spoiling anything. Just wait till that fool comes out too.
Good guy, y'all just don't know.
You guys, the fight scenes we getting right now are great. You guys are hyped for them, and you're saying they're the best thing. These fight scenes are great compared to what's to come, dude. That's all.
I know.
I'm sitting right here listening to you guys. I'm just man, you guys have no fucking idea, man.
Look, I have some. Like I said, I know some things, not everything, because I'm trying to keep myself excitable for it. But
just know, the rest of the show to come, dude. The way that they're gonna start showing you the other characters, because we know that the main character is Deku and a few of the other guys, but just the way they start showing you what some of the other characters can do, bro. It's gonna be great, dude. Everybody's gonna have their time to shine, dude.
Yeah,
and even characters that you don't care about, what's it Naval freaking Blaster guy. Even even he's gonna have his little spotlight, bro.
Look, boy had a moment where he saved it, and we can talk about that.
He's gonna have his real moment, dude. He's gonna be out and about. And he's gonna be man, I might as well sacrifice myself. This is that, and that fool comes through for the squad, bro. He's gonna do his thing, dude.
Look, the only person I want to see more out of is my girl Jiro. Everyone be hating on
you, bro. No, she has. Oh my gosh, she's gonna have her time, dude. It's gonna be sick. I'm telling you, dude. It's almost there too on the show because I'm not caught up on the show. I'm not really watching it right now because I'm just waiting to binge watch 9 or 10 episodes.
I can't do that.
Let's see, I read it. That's why. But
I know you did.
So the episode that you possibly got, what did you guys see? What was it? Okay, give me an update on the episode that came out today.
Deku's in the hospital.
It's the hospital after the training.
Oh, so they finna go rescue Bakugo, right?
Yeah, they decided to go rescue him, and now they just saw a news announcement how they're heroes are being treated like almost villains now, and that's about the end of it.
Yeah, dude. The whole world's about to change, dude. It's about to get crazy right now, dude.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into that.
You're not too far from your girl earphone jack because they're gonna dude, it's gonna get down, dude. It's gonna get down.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now. You think
everyone hates
right powerful? As the anime progresses, man, it's gonna get even more crazy with these.
Dude, it's gonna be other schools, bro.
Exactly.
That's gonna
look. I just want to see. I want to see
class A's and stuff, bro, and it's gonna be legit, dude.
Look,
remember Shindo. I was gonna give you guys a few names, just remember when they appear, but it's cool.
Yo, look, I just want to see more out of some of the characters in B class because I do like some of the characters that are B class because B
class is gonna come out, bro.
Sure. And then I want to see more of E class because I gotta see more of my girl Hasume.
She's about to have a big part. That's what goes into your earphone jack, girl, dude. She hooks her up with a costume.
Yeah, my two wives was gonna be doing it together. Big, yes.
Yeah, some of them gonna get their costumes reworked, bro. So it's gonna be legit. So that's how you see her.
Deku needs to get his goddamn costume reworked.
He does, dude. Matter of fact, you guys are
at bunny shit.
You guys are actually.
Look, he can keep that metal faceplate thing that he has, but he needs to switch up the rest of the costume because the rest of it's just useless.
Man, no. Hey, oh shit. I was trying to shut up because I want to say something.
But like I said, so where we left off was,
dude, tell me it's not hard, bro. Just be quiet.
Hey, shut up, man.
Oh my gosh.
Look, there's very few mangas that I'll read ahead of the anime. This one that I don't want to.
Oh, I mean, like just like the excitement of, because I'm telling you guys are like on the cusp of it right now. Because Deku, he just beat Muscular, right? So I mean, he fucked up his arms to the point where he like, if he used them again, he can't use them anymore. So now he's gonna use his feet, bro. And like the rework costume helps out with the whole feet thing, dude. Like it's gonna be insane, bro.
Oh man,
he just swelled a little bit.
Well, he didn't
his territory.
No, yeah, but he did say he did. But I mean, in the last episode, he did mention that he was going to have to do something different.
That's the next episode, pretty much.
Yeah. So it's not too far off. So I mean, that was talked about. But I mean, right after the Muscular fight, when you see him rushing through the forest, holding on to Kota with as much as he can, and Aizawa given the command for all the students that they have permission to fight in self-defense. Dude, that was like lit off after what happened with
Tetsu.
Yeah, dude, my boy Tetsu got his moment to shine. Everyone hates on Iron Man. I was just like, go for it. I was like, get it.
Yeah, he wanted to fight really bad, dude.
Yeah, he did. But hey, him and Big Fist, like she got down on it herself. She was thinking smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, but some of those villains though were badass, like Mustard Gas.
Some of the villains are more badass than some of these heroes, hands down.
Oh, for sure, dude. For sure, you ain't seen nothing, bro.
Dude, Moonfish with them blade teeth was pretty badass as hell.
I didn't like that dude.
Until Nintendo's boy Tokoyami like one-shotted him straight out of there.
One-shotted my man and just said, "Get out of here."
That boy got Falcon punched. Let's be right.
Yeah. I was about to say you were excited when we saw that after Deku dropped off Kodo with Aizawa and they got the command. He went looking for them and got tackled by Shoji, and we saw Tokoyami was out of control.
I was like, my boy about to shine, dude. My boy is about to get some shine, and he got a little bit.
Yeah, but he was out of control, man, straight up. But we saw that's what he was training for there. It was going into the cave to control Dark Shadow when it goes completely rampant like that. But he completely lost it with the darkness as well as being emotionally unstable. But that was something crazy. And dude, like Mustard Gas, I loved Mustard. He was crazy with the type of gas that he was able to use and what he was creating as well as the fact that he walked around with that revolver and was just shooting at Tetsu and Homegirl.
Dude, he almost took him out, bro.
Yeah, he did. He had him.
Tetsu, like, he was about to splatter that fool. No joke.
Yeah, but when she got that jump on him and he just dodged it and he's just like, ha, you can't hit me. And she just like smashed him in the face by making it grow. And he's just like, what the hell? And she made it into giant fans and completely threw it all over the place. Then Tetsu just beat the hell out of the boy. But dude, it was something crazy. And then with the Pussycats, you know, seeing what's going on with them, dude, I'm worried about them.
They about to break up.
Yeah. Well, no, because the fact that with Mandalay got not Mandalay, who's the other one? The Blondie that got stepped on by Magna.
Where's Ragdoll?
Yeah, Ragdoll got kidnapped and is missing, and she was left with her headset all bloodied.
Nah, she's traitor. She don't get enough shine, so she's traitor. I'm calling that right now.
Oh man,
interesting.
Look, there's a couple theories that we can go on, but you know,
be quiet about this.
Yeah,
shut. And then we saw Tiger going down on it with his ability to like flex his whole body when he was wrapped around Magna and slammed her. Didn't get to see much of Spinner. I want to see more what Spinner can do.
It's about to get real, dude. That's all I got to say about that, man. It's about to get realer.
I'm telling y'all, dude.
Real, dude. And I'm excited for it.
Yeah, but
now I hope the season like goes a little bit further than what I intentionally thought it was gonna go. I just hope it goes further because
like I thought they were gonna focus on the summer school a lot, and then they didn't. That was like a good quick.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I was just like, how are they gonna do it? Because I mean, of course, like in the manga, like it takes a little bit longer than the way the show does it. So like, whenever I was like, oh, they're gonna do the camp, I was like, cool. So I didn't expect it to be done for in like 7 episodes. I was like, hold on, I've read this thing for like weeks.
But
and like, you know, like
That's a real. What they're about to face next is gonna get dragged out for a little bit because that's a lengthy little thing they gotta go through.
You know what's funny though is I'm okay with that the training camp only was 7 episodes because while everything was happening, it didn't seem like it needed to be longer.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, but I'd say that was a perfect length. Any longer than that would have been annoying.
Because it was what 2 or 3 nights that they were there before the attack happened. So I mean, about that time.
But y'all about to run into some. I'm gonna tell you right now, some My Hero filler. But it's gonna be good, bro.
Hey, look! Everyone hated on the filler between the.
Oh, you talking about the fucking
frog tournament
filler?
Hey! Don't be hating on Suchan. You leave her alone.
Her filler was trash.
No, you leave her alone.
Was it the one about teaching her? Or she was like showing you her family and stuff?
No, that was like a 3-minute thing that they put on.
No, it was a whole episode of Sue like just chilling.
No, yeah, the frog filler.
No, the filler episode between the tournament and the internship was the episode when it was showing everyone during their internship and stuff like that. The frog episode was something that they put on Twitter and on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was something else.
No, yeah, that was a whole episode of the anime though. It was just like her and the fish girl.
Yeah, and they were.
Yeah, but no, that was showing everyone. That was showing everyone's internship episode. That's what I was saying.
No, that's different. Like there was a whole episode just dedicated only to her.
Yeah, no, that was half of that episode.
They did it was on her and her friend.
Too much.
Yeah, one half too much.
Hey, whoa!
One half too much. I love Sue, but bro, I didn't need that. I didn't need to see her.
Yeah, about to say, I was like, man, that's bullshit.
Homies off the boat. Oh, they're capturing this boat. Use your tongue. Wrap them up. Let's go. Didn't need to see that.
Y'all.
I love Sue though, but I didn't need to see it.
So mean. But like I said, I'm perfectly fine with what they're doing with it. They got it planned out.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys think there is too many heroes in Class A, or like, do you guys want to see any fall back because you don't care too much about them? Or
no, I love the large cast.
All right, who's your least favorite hero you have in Class A?
Great boy, get him out of there.
Hell no!
I was about to bounce before you. No, not the great boy. Nah, you great boy.
I could have seen you say like
you leave then not leave, but the person that could go is probably the dude that becomes like Steel or whatever.
No, the dude I can do that is the dude that yells at the bugs.
Yeah, Coda. So
hey, leave Coda alone.
Yeah, that's the one I'm like, whatever.
Nah, if anyone needs to go, no. Seto needs to leave. No one cares about his.
Coda is a land-based Aquaman. Listen,
wait, who's Seto?
Tape Master,
the one who shoots tape out of his elbow.
Oh, yeah. He needs.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, I agree. He can probably go too.
Hey, y'all won't be saying
what to do with the tail.
Look, that boy got knocked out in 2 seconds, and Grape Juice even went down on it. Like he took down Midnight, right?
Yeah,
Grape was mad though.
Yeah, but Grape Juice got showed his shine. Seto ain't got nothing. He keeps failing on every front, man.
Hey. Fucking Grape Boy started bleeding if he pulls out too many grapes. So, like, the dude is comedy relief. He's just pathetic.
We can all just agree, though. Yaya Rozu. She's bad.
Hey, Momo? Yeah, everyone loves you.
Yeah, she needs to.
I'm about to say she
needs to get confident or whatever the fuck.
No, she gets down. She gets down. I mean, look how fast she thought of the gas mask and everything in the woods, bro. So,
wait, but there's too many episodes of her just complaining like I'm useless. Like, fuck that.
Hey, yo, I got.
We're starting to see that. All right, thanks for hopping out here with us for a little bit, Nick.
So thanks for
have a good one, Nick.
I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, take care, man.
All right, peace
out, brother. Nah, but man, like I said, we're starting to see everyone starting to get that shine in, man, and I'm loving where it's going and the way that they're just handling it. It's so good. And just this last episode really built up the intensity of what's happening because we saw that All Might's friend, the detective, Tsuchikochi, I think it is, was calling all the best top heroes because they're gonna set up like a full hero defense of the school because that's what we've seen in the episode in the opening. But I mean, they called Tiger from the Pussycats. They got Camel.
No, it's not a full defense for the school. It's
or just to hunt down the
investigation.
Yeah, it's an assault team to go to the to that freaking bar and to the other place where they have no moves.
But when they're calling the people, who's the top 3 heroes? I know it's All Might, Endeavor's number 2. Who's the third?
We haven't seen the top third.
He number 3. He's gonna come out a little bit later, dude.
Yeah, because number 4 is Top Genist. We've seen.
Yeah, number 4 is Best Genius, and then and then number 5 is this dope ninja dude. I forgot his name.
Yeah, we saw him. Sharp. Something.
I don't know. I forget his name.
Orca? It was Orca something.
No, that's.
I feel like that's someone else.
That's Hunter Orca. He's number 10.
Okay.
Yeah. But then they called Kamui Woods and Mountain Lady, but I don't know if they're
not ranked,
top
dude.
heroes.
They're like 20. Ranked. They're like 29 and 30 something.
Yeah, but they're just getting big heroes all around.
Yeah, but then they also called Gran Torino, which had me excited.
All Mike called in that favor.
Oh yeah,
he's not ranked either.
Yeah, but I mean, he
would be ranked if he wanted to.
Well, I mean, Gran Torino honestly never cared about that. He never cared about being a hero.
Yeah, I'm about to say, but he would be a top hero if he cared.
Yeah, because remember, he only got his teaching license literally to train All Might back at UA as a favor to Toshinori's master, and then after that, he got his.
Hey, you guys are about to see the master. Find out who the master is. Find out the relationship to the master. It's about to go down.
Look,
the master is dope though.
I know, but not only that, but he also got his his license to internship just for Deku because he was doing it for All Might.
All Might, yeah.
So Gran Torino is just one of those people that just don't care, but he knows what he does.
Hey, can you guys believe Gran Torino was once taller than that, dude? He hasn't always been.
No, man, he suffered that old man syndrome.
But that's third Hokage. Wait, no, not third Hokage. God damn it.
Fourth Hokage.
No. Third Hokage was always short.
But no, man. But it's something else, and I'm excited for what.
Because he was like this big. He was almost like All Might's height, and he was like muscular too. And now he's like shrimp man. So
yeah, but there's so much, dude, that's setting up here that I'm just excited for, and like you said in this episode, we see that they're setting up the full assault squad of heroes to go take on the League of Villains. But not only that, but we're seeing the shift from how everyone is perceiving the heroes after what they had to do at the press conference to apologize about the attack.
It's about to get worse too.
Yeah. So it's something crazy. And hearing Shigaraki talking to Bakugo about, Stain's philosophy about heroes, that once they start taking money for helping people, are they really heroes? Is the society they have?
It becomes more of a job to them and popularity than to be number one. That's why All Might's so different from the rest, because he doesn't care about the finances or anything that comes with saving the day. He just wants to do it.
And that's why they didn't want to kill, Todoroki, Bakugo, or Deku, because of the fact that Stain approved of them, especially when Magna was trying to run after them and Spinner stopped him. He said, no, those are people that Stain deemed as true heroes. He's just like, forget Shigaraki's, command to kill them. He's like, that's him being selfish. He's like, no, they're true heroes. They deserve to live. I found that like interesting, that it's really touching on this ideology of what it means to be, a hero and stuff like that. And I love that.
Yeah,
that aspect.
It goes deep. Yeah, it goes real deep into it, man. It gets really good.
And man, it's something crazy. And when especially since we're speaking about the League of Villains, I have to say, because we just mentioned this and you were talking about it in the chat and we were going off, that they just revealed what may be the character design for All For One, and dude is looking sick as hell with that character design, with the way that they have that mask on his face, and just the way you see all the tubes just hooked up to him, dude. I'm so excited to see when he makes his appearance.
My God,
you got like 3 episodes, bro. He'll be there.
I know. I'm excited, dude. It's gonna be crazy. Oh, you know what? That means that we're gonna be seeing that the week of E3. So we gonna be talking about that live.
Yo, hold on. Fucking Justin Marinate for the MVP. He's like, if I had to pick one, I would have picked Invisible Girl because that's the character everyone forgets about.
Hey, you leave Hagakure alone,
but
man.
Nobody remembers her. God damn.
I remember her.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Because if I didn't know her, then how would I know her name? She always there.
I literally forget she exists half the time.
Seriously, he can't take it. He can't take it back there.
Y'all mean to Hagakure. That's the only reason that her being invisible is the only reason that her and Shoji passed their test against the teachers against Snipe. Come on now.
She has
She's
her.
One character I literally do not remember in Class A.
Oh, you wrong for that, man. Oh, that's wrong.
Hey, bro, it's fucking funny. I'm in season 1 where Todoroki's like, wait, you were there the whole time?
Yeah. Say that. That's funny.
Yeah, that's me. Everyone picked on Hagakure. Man, that's not nice. That's not nice.
That's what she kept having that quirk, dude.
Oh, that's not her fault. It's not her fault. She was born like that. She was born that way.
I mean, if she can make other stuff invisible and she can turn it off and on.
I know, right?
But she's like, no, I'm just visible. How long? Permanently. Well, oh, okay. Cool.
What was it like pulling her out of the fucking womb?
Well,
no,
remember,
it doesn't activate until like what they're 4.
To their 4.
For some, they would happened at birth, but a lot of others they manifested later.
Man, imagine it was activated at birth. Niggas at first like,
but you know what? You know what? I want to bring up something since y'all going in and messed on that. Is that there's some theories that I've been looking at and hearing about that has me kind of thinking. And there's one specifically that I find the most interesting. And G, you may actually have some thoughts on this, but there's a theory that Dabi is Todoroki's older brother. And the reason that is because they talked about how Todoroki's older brother left much when he was younger after everything with Endeavor, and that Dabi shares a very similar look to his older brother, as well as the fact that he controls fire. But the fact is that his fire is so hot that it actually burns cold.
Yeah, why do you ask this man that? He doesn't want to say shit.
Well, I mean, where they're at right now, they don't really touch on that. So, I mean, that is something that's a possibility.
It's definitely a good theory.
I don't know, dude. It's hard to say because what a lot of things they don't really say is that too. That Endeavor, I think he has many kids because he had many women that he was trying to find a perfect child with, bro. So it's a possibility.
Yeah. And plus, I don't think quirks work the same way I see do like mutants and the X-Men. Like there can be mutants with the same powers. As far as I know,
it does not work like that either. That's true.
We haven't seen people with the same quirks, as far as I know. That's like related to each other.
Yeah, because the parents doesn't always come out. Like the kids don't always come out with the quirks of the parents. Because even Deku's parents, like,
that's another interesting thing. Well, that's another interesting thing too. Is that I'm glad that you brought that up. Is that there was another theory is that the doctor. No, that Deku actually did have a quirk.
Yeah, and it was stolen.
Yeah, it was stolen by the doctor that was showing him the X-ray, and that he may have actually swapped it because that was the same doctor that was seen working for All for One.
Mm-hmm. And that leads into another rumor that we can't really talk about because the character is going to come out much later that we can't say because you guys ain't seen him yet. But
yeah.
Op knows what I'm talking about. Like, there's a character, dude, that's gonna be super, super important. Which me and Op has kind of had this conversation on the side. That's like it kind of be lame because it's kind of like a reset button with this character. You know how like things can happen. And he's like, oh, we can actually take that away just by using her. Boom, that kind of stuff. And we're not really fans of it, but it's just like we just have to see what they do with it.
Trust me, her quirk is the most broken shit out there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And if we went online, we'll kind of explain it much more.
But I found that interesting is because of the fact that we know that, like I said, that Endeavor wasn't with many women. He was looking specifically for someone that could actually have a quirk that he would be able to birth into the ultimate child, which is why he chose Todoroki's mom, because she had eyes to go with his fire, and he wanted the son or a child to have both powers. But he has 2 unnamed sons other than Todoroki.
And his daughters. Daughters too.
He has, I think, 2 daughters or 1 daughter. I know we've seen
2.
one of. Is it 2? I know we've seen one of Shoto's sisters, but I know he has 2 older sons, older than Shoto, and that one of them actually left significantly long ago, and was on his own. That's why a lot of people are saying that from some of the thoughts is that Davi may have been Shoto's older brother, and that his quirk, while it was fire, that it later showed that it actually had the latent ability to kind of blend between fire and ice, but not like how Todoroki's is, where he controls both. Instead, that his fires are so hot that they're cold, and that's why his fires are blue, because they're burning so intensely, more so than regular fire like Endeavor's.
I don't know. I don't think so, dude. Because there's more stuff to come, dude. Like, they're kind of like.
There's definitely a lot of stuff coming out.
I mean, that would have been interesting to me had I not known how far into the show I know, but I don't think so.
Yeah, but like I said, I thought it was an interesting theory, especially with the fact of hearing that Deku may have actually had a quirk, but that it was stolen from him much younger.
I think it did. Yeah, like, I believe in that theory.
Yeah, but I mean, either way,
find out.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
If he gets it back and he's able to breathe fire, that's going to be some interesting mix with One for All.
True, that levitation will be dope though. No,
yeah, but it's not even levitation or a mixture.
I don't know about levitation, because remember, his mom can only pull small things to her body.
But we don't know if
that's without. That's what. Hold on. Okay, yeah, let me tell you that though, and that's also without his mom training her quirk.
Exactly.
Because your quirk that they haven't really they kind of did, I guess, the campsite. You train it evolves and gets much more stronger, dude. So
yeah, but Todoroki probably would have just made Ice Cube if he didn't train.
Yeah, because Todoroki, he's already trying to train and master the ability to use both of them at once, bro. Like at the same time, which he really can't do yet, according to the show. But that's his main goal, to use them both at the same time instead of just using one and then using the other one to heal the other one up, and then back and forth. He's gonna use them both at the same time.
Yeah, and like I said, there's a lot of stuff coming that even for manga readers that don't know, and I think that's gonna be interesting on what we're gonna see, dude. Like I'm just excited for the future and what more is gonna be coming. So with that, I think we definitely caught up on My Hero, but man, there was just so many good things during these past few episodes during the
training. Never has 4 other kids, bro.
Yeah, like just excited, dude. Like especially after Mr. Compressed kidnapped Tokoyami and Bakugo, and the fight that they had real quick to try and get them back, man, dude. Right when they were leaving, that was something real intense. And I'm glad that we're starting to see more Toga, because that's my girl right there.
Toga's out of her mind.
I love Toga. I love me some Toga.
Absolutely.
Is it bad to know Toga more from the group chat thing than the fucking show?
Oh, dude, you don't know her from the group chat thing. We know she's crazy, and all might be like, holy majestic fucking eagle, but nah, you don't know Toga. Like, ooh. When you finally see what she can do, I'm gonna be so excited, because I know what she can do. I love it. But I think we've gushed long enough, and it's definitely getting about that time. So to everyone in the chat, especially Justin being here for as long as always and talking with us out here, I want to thank everyone for watching and just coming out with us and having some fun. But from all of us here from the United States of Smash, we'll catch you next week, guys. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.